Hello and welcome back to Master Game Design, Unreal Engine 5 Stylized Environment and Third-Person Blueprint course. In the last lesson we imported the character Gideon from Epic and added it to a third-person blueprint. And in this one we're going to start with our inventory system. Let's begin with creating some UIs first. So, new folder. On content, right click, new folder, we'll call it Widgets. And let's color code this also to a nice purplish color. Well, you can put whatever colors you want. I just used purple. I usually use light blue, I don't know. It's the first time for everything. So let's go to user widgets, user interface, and widget blueprint. Create a new user widget and call it WG. Let's call it inventory. Now this would be a one item inventory, but it's still an inventory. So here I'm gonna bring a canvas and we're not gonna need a lot of things. We're just gonna need an image actually. Not gonna make it too fancy. So let's have an image, and let's say this image is 128 by 128. Let's give it an offset also of 50. Yeah, will be fine. And I don't want it to always showing, so let's put it at -129, so it's one frame also out. It's not exactly. Cool. So let's give this image an animation, because when we pick an item up, we want this image to come down. When we drop it, we want it to go away. So I'm going to select the image, go to animations, new animations, and let's say image pop. And selecting it and add a new track. I'm going to select the image 38. Actually, we should rename this. Item image. So select item image, and we're gonna put a track of transform and save the position here. And let's say half a second, looks fine. Save the position here, but we want the translation, not on X, Y, to be 150. Now a bit 170. Yeah, this looks fine. Test our animation, see how it looks. Yeah, looks fine. And let's go to event graph. Now, we don't need these things, we just want two custom events. One will be play animation, the other will be revert animation. This could be done also differently with one event, but why complicate things? So here we're just gonna play animation, not this one. Yeah, this is about naming convention. So let's change this name. Is play my anim and revert my anim. copy paste the play animation. Bring the animation in from here, animations, connect this here, and this goes on reverse, forward, reverse, and now one important maybe thing to do is we want to tell our animation that this track keeps state. So when the animation finishes, it doesn't go back to the original place. Save, and we are done with the inventory animation. Now later on we're gonna need to change this picture to an image, to the item image that we're picking up. So this will probably go here, and let's leave a note. Actually, we don't need to leave a note. Let's do this now. For an item, for an inventory, we need to create a structure. What is a structure? Go to blueprints, right click, go to blueprints and say structure variable, user defined struct. Call this st pickup blue, let's say. So what is a structure? It holds different kind of variables. It's like an array, let's say, for variables. It doesn't have the functionality of array, don't get me wrong, but it's a list of variables basically. It's a structure of a type of variable. Like every item will have specific things. It will have a name, will be item name. It would have, let's say, an image, so this would be a 2D texture. Texture 2D. And of course it would have a static mesh, because we want to throw this item back to the ground. So through this, let's name this image and item mesh. So every item will have this structure. Your items could have way more things like amount or whatever. This is a good way to organize variables basically, because if you're passing this information a lot, passing each single variable, it's harder than passing a list of variables. Of course, things get complicated the more you go deeper into programming, but this is a first reason to use a struct. Anyway, so on our third-person character, let's create. Actually, it doesn't need to be on the third-person character. We could host our inventory or on our game mode. So I'm gonna create a new variable on the game mode. We call it inventory item. And for a variable type, I'm gonna use st inventory. Didn't I save the structure? Pickable, sorry, I'm sorry. So maybe this, yeah, inventory. Anyway, so this one right now holds all the information of an item that we're gonna be picking up. So what we need is just the image. So I'm gonna get this image here and add brush. Actually, we can make brush. This one, I'm sorry. Texture. Yep, this one. Set brush from texture. not gonna press match size because we want it to keep this size. If you want a scaled version of your texture, match size is, if true, image will change its size to texture size, basically. So where do we get this information from? We get it from our game mode. Get game mode, cast to our game mode, the GM harbor. Gonna convert this to a pure cast so it doesn't need an executable line, and from here I'm gonna get inventory item. Gonna split this, and here is our, not here, sorry, here is our image variable that I'm gonna connect here. So whichever item I'm currently holding is gonna pass its image directly to the widget. Now this hits error because I haven't compiled here, and we created this variable just now, so it needs to be compiled, saved, and if I compile again, the error has gone away. Anyway, we created our widget for our item, the animation, and basically we created our basic inventory setup. So this would be it for today, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.